Right, hey, good evening everyone, welcome. Here we are, it's Thursday night, and you're joining us here at Raceface.Pro. We're coming to you from Mount Panorama in Australia. It's round 4 of season 10 of the GT3 championships. So let's get straight into it. We are still in free practice. This is the first time Bertus and the championship we're implementing variable weather. So we're going to see what happens this evening. I'm also just testing out some items related to our new studio, which you can see. But we'll see how that goes. So, where are we? Mount Panorama in Australia. A real driver's track. There's no question about this. This is the Monaco of GT3 racing. If you make a mistake over this mountain, it's going to bite you. Anti-clockwise track, starting at the bottom. You can see where the start-finish line is. Round T1, Hull's Corner, and you go up the mountain straight towards Mount Panorama itself. Through Quarry Bend, the first bend, and then the cutting. That kind of sharp double-handed left-hander. And that's now the actual start of going up the mountain pass. You go past Reed Park, Silman Park, McPhillamy Park, all on the right hand side. Those are the camping spots, and you will get to Skyline right up at the top, just before, in the middle of that top section, just before the snake section. Then you start going into the Essies. The Dipper then follows, and your last exit off the mountain, Forest's Elbow, as you then bomb down the Conrad Strait, reaching the fast cars 280 kilometers an hour through the slow down chicane, and then final turn Murray's Corner and back onto the pit straight. So that's Mount Panorama, and it's for the brave to get around here quick. So trust me, let's see what happens. Going live, we are on board Christian Fenter, and here we go. Let's go and find out what's going on at the sharp end of the stick. It is JW Volkswagen for Hybrid Academy. This is free practice still, so this doesn't count. Guys are just getting their last setup options in place. Weather still looks good there. I don't see any big clouds, but I'm not sure when it'll switch over. We'll have to just monitor and see. This is now using the game's dynamic weather system. It's built into the system itself. It's we can only set certain figures up, and we don't want it to be overpoweringly one way or the other way. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find a medium between wet and dry, or at least see a weather change from the beginning to the end of the race. It's the GT3 championship, so it's 80 minutes long and 2 compulsory pit stops, so that adds to the whole strategy of the racing. One stop you have to at least take on a liter. The other stop you can do what you want. Oh, excuse me. Hey to everyone at on the YouTubes this evening, thanks for joining, guys. Great to have you all here. JJ, as usual, how's it? Daniel, unfortunately, Mr. Daniel Rowe, our resident alien racing driver, he's not going to be driving for Hybrid this evening. He's down in Port Elizabeth for real car racing. So, yeah, Daniel, good luck, man, and all the best. The animal, whoever the animal is, shouting for Kieran Patterson. And yeah, as Daniel says, I wonder how many people are going to die in the Big Dipper tonight. So I'll show you basically. Let's go in car. Here we are with JW. He's just gone through the cutting. He's now going up. This is Reed Park here on the right hand side, the first camping and spectator spot. Now you go through this dip. This is Silman Park on the right hand side. Then you come through this last left-hander, and that is McPhillamy Park on the right-hand side. Here's Skyline. Now it's the beginning of the downhill braking. Oh, now the Essies, and this is the Dipper here. Down through there. Oh, he scraped it there. Off the mountain to the final corner. This is Forest Elbow, downhill, hard braking. The car often locks up, and out we go down the Conrad Straight. Now it's hammer down. It's the noise pedal as hard as you can push it. Watching this lap time, I'm not too sure what if he's on a quick lap or not at the moment. Currently a 201.8, probably with fuel, which is very quick. Here we come through the chicane, 4 gear down, don't hit that curb, miss this curb, but control the car. Big hotel being built here on the right hand side, nice place to stay. And then the final turn, here we go through Murray's Corner and onto the start finish line and over the line. Okay, so 1 minute of free practice left, and we'll then be going to official 20-minute hot stint qualifying. Sure, Thursday evening. It's been a week. I've been rather busy, to put it mildly. Sprint race last night, yeah, it wasn't so good. 3 laps before I was completely kaput, but I did qualify good. I got a nice 4th place, good quality time, but yeah, I've got to work on getting it to the end now. So let's look at the points in the meantime, as we usually do. Driver standings, well, here we go. It's PWSR Alpha. Strange, I just got a phone call now. PWSR Alpha up at the sharp end of the stick. It's Kieran Patterson, Johan Beger-Grobler for Hybrid Academy Pepsi Warriors, right there in 2nd place. And tied with him is ATK Sim Racing's new prodigy. It's Christian Deploy, and he is 3rd. Cody Sherrod in 4th place, PWSR Alpha, and JW Forsking for Hybrid Academy Adrenaline running out your top 5. So 3 teams in the top 5, which is great. Team standings, well, with the 3 first place qualies and race results by Kieran Patterson for PWSR Alpha, it's 242 points there, with Cody Sherrod now contributing big time. They're a good almost 100 points clear of ATK, who have now risen up into 2nd place, and Hybrid Academy Pepsi Warriors, your 3rd place team, Hybrid Academy Adrenaline, and Kinetic Simworks Racing running out your top 5. So still great stuff. 4 teams there in the top 5. Okay, we're just waiting. There we go. Quali starts. "19 minutes and some change and counting." First man out and coming up the track here, as we can see, it's Christian Fenter. I think he's forgotten to load his PWSR skin. So then next on the track we can see it's Christian Deploy, the ATK Sim Racing Mercedes-Benz, and right behind him it's the McLaren of Jean Leroux. So we'll let them sort themselves out as they get up and over the mountain. Legendary track, as I say. This track has been in service since the 60s. Huge Aussie touring car track. They introduced it to the local GT series, the GT3 championship. The track is now part of the Intercontinental GT championship, where the cars go to 4, or we're going to 5 continents around the world. North America for COTA and Indianapolis. They also they've been to Oz, which is this track. We had the Bathurst 12 hours about a month ago. Kyalami is part of the series, and the Spa 24 hours, obviously. And then this weekend, as you may or may not know, it's the beginning of the Raceface Endurance Series on Saturday, and we are hosting here again. It's the beginning of the Endurance Series, the 12 hours of Mount Panorama. So come join us on Saturday. It's an all-day event. Realistically, in-time race start will be 5 a.m. in the morning, and it'll end at 5 in the evening. I think the race itself, live stream, starts at 1 o'clock midday, and we'll go to 1 o'clock Sunday morning. Yours truly will be streaming and commentating, and we'll have a whole host of guest commentators joining the booth, various team captains, drivers, some race marshals. Bertus is going to be around, so we got 12 hours to talk a lot of stuff about various things. So yeah, it should be good fun. Come join. Lisa Patterson on the YouTubes, good evening. This is a proud mommy. Yeah, Skyline, super sketchy part of the track coming over here. Hard braking now into the first downhill section. 3 gear changes at each corner apex, and then hitting the dipper. There it is. Front inside wheel lifts off the ground of the cars, and then this also hard braking down the hill. Mustn't lock the tires up, so need the ABS to work properly. Get a great drive out of Forest Elbow and then hammer down Conrad Straight, and you're looking for pace here. There's a discrepancy in pace. I mean, some of the quick cars are 281, 282, and some of the slower cars, the Porsches, etc., high 260s and low 270s. So 15 to do 10 to 15 kilometers an hour separating top speeds down Conrad Straight. Hey Keegan, great to have you here. Right, here we go with some times, and it's Christian Deploy for 80k, a 201.7. I expect quali will be the 2.00.2. We should be, for quali, we should be 200.2, 200.1. So we'll see who gets there quicker. David Sparks, new guy that's joined at Raceface. Here comes with this two-tone blue and white BMW. Sparks Racing, and showing good pace, good speed. This man, he has got experience. I'm just going down to the bottom of my timing screen. I do have a couple of drivers here that aren't in this race. I think they may be connected to the wrong server, so I'm going to just put our screen onto a come on, do what I need you to do. I'm going to just go back to our static image, but I will be with you shortly. Just quickly doing a fast game restart. I will be back live with you in about 30 seconds. Right, cool. Back live. Here we go. And it's Morgan McCall for ATK. 2.00.9. So, still half a second in it, in my opinion. Christian Deploy, ATK, also up there, 2.00. He's 0.2 slower, so that's a 2.01. Then we've got Cody Sherrod, David Sparks, Kieran Patterson, Vega Chrobler, and a bunch of other drivers. It takes 10 drivers all within a second of each other at the moment. 11 minutes and counting, so we should be getting quicker lap times shortly. Kieran Patterson in the familiar Honda NSX. He comes over the line and he goes nowhere. He stays 5th at the moment, so I think he's still trying to get the car settled and where it needs to be. Plus there's a whole lot of traffic, as you can see, although the guys are very good with traffic and they kind of get out the way. Yeah, Kieran flashing. We'll go in car and do a lap over the mountain with him. Oh no, yeah, that's not going to help him, and he's going to go back to pits. David Sparks, so he comes and he starts a lap in the big BMW M4. That's much better. Right, through the cutting, blind left, uphill, don't hit the sides. Now blind right. Reed Park on your right hand side, up over this, through the dip, Silman Park. Great festive parties here in the evenings in the long endurance races. Now McPhillamy, the big sand trap, and this is Skyline, Rock Skyline. Hard braking here, hard braking. He does 2 shifts down through the Big Dipper. Now swings it right. A bit of dust from the car ahead of him. And down the straight, here we go. We'll see what speeds the BM's getting to. Let's go to this screen. And bottom right hand corner, we'll watch that clock and we should see 275 there or thereabouts. Alright, he seems to be lifting or slowing. I think he's warming brakes up here. Okay, let's go and see who is on a quick lap and going. Right, Cody Sherrod, green delta in the top left corner, so he's going. Currently second quickest and he's right behind McCall's time. And he's on full attack mode right now. This should be good to watch. Bonnet cam. You'll get a good idea of how close we get to the walls through here. A little bit down on his delta. Picks up some time as he goes through the dipper. Don't lock up. Clear this and go. Okay, let's watch this top speed. Dean Cabasa on the YouTube shouting for I don't know who. .278 I saw on the clock there, so that's some good time from Cody. He's clearly removed some of the rear wing. 278 in the BM is impressive stuff. Morgan's out the pits. He's coming over the mountain in the big Mercedes. Let's see what that's doing speed-wise. Oh, and what is he doing? I think he's slowing down because of all the traffic further up ahead of him, so he's just trying to create himself a gap. So this definitely won't be the quickest time. Christian deploy. Currently third quickest, so Christian going well. The Mercedes running this huge V8, it just has low down grunt, so you can carry the car through certain corners in second gear that you need to be in first gear with other cars. But what a sound it makes, and you can't not like that sound. Stays in fourth, interestingly. So only 2 shifts here. Stays in second. All the BMs we shift down to first for this. The Merc goes through in second. And then just low down grunt as they go down Conrad Straight. Let's see the Merc speed. We saw 278, 277 for the BMW. .280 as he got to the braking point, so Mercs are quick. Right, just under 5 minutes left. McCall's still there, 2:00.9. I expected that time would be quicker, but I don't think we've seen the last of it yet. Patterson on a quick lap right now. Like a big quick lap. He's over half a second up on his delta, and this will put him far in the lead. Comes off the mountain perfectly, and he is now going to climb down the straight as fast as he can go. The Honda NSX. This is a 6-cylinder twin turbo. Looked okay through there, maybe a little wide. Oh no, he's quick. If this is a legal lap, this is going to be a 2:00.2 or 0.1, there or thereabouts. A 2:00.8. Okay, sorry, he was that far down, so he does go into pole. Good lap from Patterson. McCall second, Cody Sherrod PWSR third, Christian Deploy ATK fourth, and David Sparks rounds out your top 5. We are struggling at this moment in time to find a hybrid academy car, and it is this man, Christopher Radloff, at the moment, other real racing driver, and he is the quickest of the best of the rest at the moment for hybrid, in 7th place and half a second back. See if he improves. He doesn't, he stays there. So David Sparks, complete independent, in your top 5 at the moment. And then Brandon Kruger, currently sitting in the pits, although he's leaving now for Kinetic Simworks Racing. He is 6th quickest at the moment. Then we have 7th, 8th, 9th place are all hybrid cars. 10th place, Johannes Krailing. And here's Johannes Krailing, also an independent, Celeritas Racing. He rounds out your top 10. Ryan Ottens, 11th for hybrid. Gideon Renner for Kinetic Simworks in 12th. Jason Mcgregor, who was showing huge pace in unofficial qualifying, he's only 13th. So, not sure what's happening here. If there's an issue somewhere. Martin Rautenbach in 14th place. And Hannes van Wyk for Black Widow Racing in 15th. Christian Venter for PWSR Bravo in 17th. Mac van der Merwe in 16th, as we see somebody in the wall going over the mountain. Bernard Bernsey King in 18th. Kalen Mawa 19th. Peter Mayhead 20th. Mr. Barkhuizen, who was quick last night. Here we go, Bernard Barkhuizen. Tine Nkobi in 22nd. Jean Leroux 23rd, and down we go. Full up. Dean Cabasa in the pits. He was talking on YouTube just now. He is on YouTube. Dean Cabasa in the yellow BMW, and that's 33 cars. So there's a bunch of cars here tonight. Okay, let's go and see with just under a minute left who's on a quick lap. At the moment it's Hannes van Wyk. He is 3/10 up. Here he comes. He's in the final sector. Oh, he lost 2/10 in the braking zone there. He's 15th at the moment, and this should, I don't know if this will pick him up anywhere actually. He might stay 15th. Yeah, he doesn't improve. He stays there. Brandon Kruger's up. He has just started a lap, however, in the BMW. Here he comes for Prism. Weather here looks rather clear, sunny and clear. So, ooh, it's a bad place for that BM. That BM needs to go back to pits quickly because that's right in the racing line. Jason Mcgregor, here we go. He is now deciding he needs to put foot, and he is almost 4/10 up is Jason Mcgregor, but he's almost a second back from the leader's pace. So he's got to pick his pace up for Hybrid Academy Jesters if he wants to be in it. A good top 5 or higher up on the grid. He's still 3/10, but there is traffic up ahead of him. Oh, this is not going to work for him. Avoid that car, which he does. That BM was all over the track. Good avoidance. He is still 3/10 up as he exits the mountain and now starts the long downhill. Lost 2/10 coming out off the mountain, so he is about a 10th and a half up, which is going to take him from 13th maybe to 12th. That BM abandons his run. Okay, 3 corners left. And he does get some back. Last corner. And Jason Mcgregor from 13th, he stays 13th. There was no improvement there. So that's going to be a bitter pull for the hybrid guys. Morgan McCall, I don't think he's up, but he comes over the line. And that's that. He stays where he is. Right, back to pits. They'll all go. I'm going to go to our awesome opening video for Raceface.Pro, kindly made for us by Chris DeSantis from DS Films, and I'll be back with you shortly. Awesome video, thanks Chris, really good work. So here we go, almost time for engine start. Looking down at the grid from our heli view, Kieran Patterson in the Honda NSX up against the pit wall. Next to him Morgan McCall from ATK. Behind Kieran Patterson it's Cody Sherrod for PWSR, and on his right hand side Brandon Kruger gets the Kinetic Simworks BMW right up there, and Christian Deploy in fifth in the ATK Mercedes up against the pit wall, with Ryan Ottens, the first of the hybrid cars, on the outside of him. So that's your top six. Great looking field of cars. We're going to be in for a intense fight and battle this today here. Again, weather's looking pretty sunny, so I think we'll have to crank up some of the variables on the variability system as far as ATK's weather goes. Etienne, good evening. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining us on the YouTubes. And thanks to everybody else. This is round 4 of 8 rounds. So we're at the halfway mark. We see a good looking field of cars coming up towards the mountain. Bathurst in the background, little town in Australia. Right, so we have what looks like the last driver on the track is Cabello Matsumai in the Porsche. Prince KB Racing. This is Prince KB himself. Dean Cabasa was here. He is supposed to be here, but he seems to have disconnected, so that's bad luck for that man. Eric Steen just up ahead the nice light blue BMW for Team Tryhard Racing. Grand Sebastian, the purple and black BMW there. Corne Strauss, the other teammate of Motsamai for Prince KB Racing. Cabillion Motorsport. And then Justin Lotus for Hybrid Academy Jesters, all the way down in 28th. He's having a disastrous time here with the Mount Panorama. What a view here from the top. This is Skyline. And looking at the SEs, and then just around the SEs, there the Big Dipper. This camera view gives you a good idea of how sharp that little kink to the left is. And then down they go, and through the final turn, being Forest's Elbow, this one coming up now, and this gets you off the mountain and down Conrad Straight. We are going to sit on that car, the black and dark brown Kinetic Simworks Racing Prism car, Brandon Kruger, for the start, and we'll stick with him with the helicam view to watch the cars ahead and the first batch of cars behind as well. Here we go, excitement building. This is a mini sprint warm-up for the 12 hours of Mount Panorama this Saturday. Just a reminder, if you haven't entered or you want to enter, qualifying and team entry is still open. There is prize money. We have an official sponsor, and there will be prize monies up for grabs. We're not sure yet what it is and what the breakdown of that's going to be, but 12 hours of Mount Panorama, 3 or 4 drivers per team, and it'll be the start of the official endurance series here at Raceface. Good, here we go, we're getting ready. Everyone's starting to get double file, 2 lines. Morgan on the outside, Kieran on the inside. Here we go. Ready for the lights. Everyone looks to be in place. Here we go. It's green. We're off. Good clean start. No penalties anywhere. No DTs already. First turn, and Morg's trying to go around the outside. Kieran nails his apex. Puts the Honda ahead of the Mercedes, and on they go. We're watching Kruger. He has made the jump over Cody Sherrod. But the first 5 cars, as you can see, through T1 and heading up towards the mountain. We're on our way. Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Up we go. And look at Brandon Kruger, who is right there behind Morgan McCall. These guys are well experienced on this track. They're going to just settle down, get into their groove. No need to push now. You can't do anything through here unless the driver ahead of you makes a huge mistake. But this is pretty much single file all the way until you get to Forest's Elbow and exit the mountain. Everything looking good. I'm sure these couple of drivers here, the BM looked a bit sketchy there. Some butterflies left, right, and all over the place with some of these drivers, but all good so far. Very, very high skill, professional looking field as they come over the top of the mountain. No dramas that I can see. Even the track map, if you look on the right hand side, the cars are nose to tail. And that's it. We're off the mountain for the first pass. I'm going to go all the way back to 15th place. Look at this. It's an absolute train as they come down the hill. Great first lap by everybody. Around the final turn, first lap under their belts, and Patterson leads from McCall, half a second back. Brandon Kruger half a second back. Cody 9/10 back. and Christian Deploy is your top 5. Awesome racing. Awesome racing. Nice, clean, good couple of laps happening. Everybody's a little bit of a gap back there in about 10th or 12th, but it looks grand. This race is all about not putting the car in the wall, even a rub or a scrape. You do that one too many times, you get 1 second here, 3 seconds. Oh, there's a big one. Brandon Kruger just hammered that wall. He outbraked himself, and he's picked up at least 5, maybe more seconds worth of damage. You can see he's got Cody all over the back of him. I'm not going to go back now, but he is under huge pressure. And Cody Sherrod, we're going to go on board looking from his helmet. And Brandon Kruger is going to be a sitting duck as they come down Conrad Straight. That's basically his race done. He might as well come in. He can't come in yet, though, because you got to wait for the pit lane to open, which is, I think, it might open halfway down the straight for him. So Brandon Kruger might just be able to sneak in, get some repairs done, and get his first pit stop out the way. But Cody Sherrod should essentially catch him here and should get past him. Car doesn't look that bad considering what it looked like in the replay. But Cody now looking up the inside. Oh, hard on the brakes. Let's see, Brandon Kruger's going to peel off and head in the pits. And here he's got Christian Deploy right behind Cody Sherrod. And he doesn't, interestingly enough. Right, so pit window is open. Ooh. So, Deploy. Wow, look at Morgan. We're going to Morgan and we're going to helmet view here. Watch Morgan come up the hill with the big Mercedes. Mind you, the Honda's quick as well, but Morgan is as close as can be. And there we have Jason Mcgregor in the pits from, I don't know, 8th or 9th place already. And Tina Nkobi and Christian Volsking. Morgan gets the drafty. He pulls out. Kieran defends up the inside. And Morgan can't go around the outside of the Honda. He's going to have to follow all the way up and just keep on applying this pressure on the back of Patterson. Oh, Merck gets a little bit of a slide there, but Morgs grabs it by the scruff of its neck and wrestles the Mercedes through there. And here they go up the top. Oh, that's big for Morgan. Oh, my word. Let's go and look at that from the helicam. That's going to hurt that Mercedes. There's the tank slapper, and he hits that wall pretty severely, and that's going to be a bit of a... That's going to be some damage, unfortunately. I think he will be heel spending a little bit. You can see the whole side of the Mercedes scraped up. He is still in second, and Brandon Kruger's there, but I think Morgs will come into the pits, and he'll want to get that car fixed, as well as get one of the first pit stops done. Sure, so there we go. That mountain, I'm telling you, it bites you. Anything and everything in Australia bites you. That's given Kieran the gap. He is on it, and he's going to be getting away now. Morgs will peel off to get this damage repaired. And true to his word, he doesn't. He decides to stay out. Oh, Brandon Kruger almost goes in the back of him, and that's let Cody Sherrod catch right up, and Cody Sherrod goes through. Brandon Kruger now defending to Christian Deploy, the other 80k car. Matt van der Merwe comes in, as does Martin Reitenbach. So, yeah, listen, these two pit stops introduce a complete different strategy for all the drivers. And here you can see Christian Deploy getting the better drive out of T1, and Brandon Kruger definitely carrying a bit of pain from that contact. Oh dear. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Christian tried to turn in, but you can't turn in if the car's there. So that's I think he caught most of that, and it didn't give him too much damage, but guys are being feisty out there. They're not just going to give up positions. I think it doesn't matter who we watch, to be honest. Anybody can have a a bad time over this mountain, and I've seen it happen even with pros. They go over here and you just one minuscule millisecond late on the brakes and the car carries too much speed and you'll just hit the wall. And we'll try and grab as much of that as we can, and we have seen a couple already. Let's go and look at further down. Mcgregor in 13th place. He is looking at Hannes van Wyk just up ahead of him. And we have Jason Mcgregor, who gets a stop go 30 for speeding into the pit lane or out the pit lane. So Jason Mcgregor did an early stop and obviously didn't put the pit lane limiter on or whatever. And now he's coming into the pits again, obviously to get rid of that penalty. So it's going to be a long stop for this for the Hybrid Academy driver. And Mcgregor off the back of Hannes van Wyk's Aston Martin. Okay, going to 7th, Christian Deploy through T1, and he's right behind Kreiling's BMW for Celeritas Racing, who is in turn chasing Ryan Ottens in 5th place. Oh, and they're coming up to that Hybrid Academy car. That, I think, is Justin Lotus, the red car in 23rd. Let's just going to be sure about that. There's JW Volkskank. It's not him. No, there's Justin Lotus. It's Christopher Radloff. So it's Mr. Radloff who's struggling here at the back, and the field has already put a lap up on him. So back up to the leader, Kieran Patterson, and he is keeping the Honda out of trouble and bringing it over the mountain as safely as he can. We're well into lapping back markers, as we can see. His last lap, a 201.9 with a full load in the car. So he's very comfortable with the car, the setup, and is 3.4 seconds up the road from Morgs. Morgs' last lap, a 202.6, 6/10 off Patterson's time, but still in second place and carrying a bit of damage that he will have to get to repair when he comes in. Third place, young Cody Sherrod, and I mean young, this is the younger brother of the legendary Jordan Sherrod, and Cody just showing huge amounts of talent already as well. I think we're talking 18 or 19 years old. And then fourth place, Christian Deploy, who has now in fact gone past Kralin. So he made the pass coming either up or down the mountain, and Christian Deploy for 80k into fourth place. So we have PWSR first and third, and 80k second and fourth. Excellent race here this evening. Oh, right up against the wall. And now over Brock Skyline. Oh, and there's a 5-second penalty handed to Van Wyk. So Hannes van Wyk possibly having contact or having made contact with somebody ahead of him. Might have been earlier. It might have been, I don't know, Mcgregor, who is now behind him. But he does, in fact, pick up a 5-second penalty. So our stewards are working, and thank you very much to them as well. Thanks to everyone on, thanks Chris. Hope you're enjoying the stream on the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget you can bump that quality up and go to 1440p60 HD. It's as clear as you can be, and I can guarantee the clearest stream in South Africa. Ryan Ottens for Hybrid Academy in the pits from 20th, so guys are seriously struggling in that powerhouse team, and I think it's just it shows them. Well, we can't say it's the Mercedes, however, because Mr. McCall and Deploy for 80k are getting the Mercedes around here in 2nd and 4th place. So I think Hybrid's just seriously struggling here this evening. Young Australian chasing Christian Deploy and hanging on to his coattails as they come up, and they are about to lap this BMW, and I believe this is it's Peter Mayher, I think. Let's confirm that. No, not Peter Mayher. It is Darren Miller. Yes. So Darren Miller here in 25th, and racing in the Winfield throwback livery. Awesome looking livery, and getting the blue flags, which I'm sure he knows. Can't do anything about it at the mountain, and everybody behind him needs to realize as well. They've got to wait until they can get to Conrad, and they will get him down the Conrad straight. But here we go. Up to 23rd. Oh no, there was a pit move. Oh, here's Brandon Kruger. So he has in fact pitted and is down in 20th place. All good and well. Car looks good and clean and repaired, and one pit stop out the way. Right, here is Dean Cabasa. I don't know why I couldn't find him just now, but he is here in racing. Maybe yeah, all right. I had to do that reconnect. That's possibly why he wasn't on at the time, but there we go. So Dean Cabasa doing well, up into 13th place, and going well for Team Tin X2 with Tina and Corby. Bernard Bernsey King, as usual, keeping his nose clean and out of everyone else's dramas for Kinetic Simworks Racing, and he's up into 7th place already. He kind of just flies under the radar in this Aston Martin. He just doesn't get involved in anything, and the next thing you know, he's like right up there. The Australian still right behind Christian Deploy. This gap 8/10 at the moment, as we see the drivers coming up to having done 20 minutes. Kieran Patterson in the lead on 7 laps, almost 5 seconds. Oh, Johan Kralin, he had to grab that BMW because it was all over the place. Super sketchy as he came over the top there. But still pushing hard. And he is right here. He is right behind Christian Deploy. And if he gets into a draft, I tell you, this could be interesting coming down to the slowdown chicane. He's not close enough, but he's right there. Just looking at the deltas, we don't have any other close positions. I'm going to drop down to 22nd. It's Corne Strauss. And Corne Strauss is coming into T1. He is right behind Justin Lotus. There we can see it. Corne Strauss flying the Porsche flag with his teammate Cabello Motsamai, and Cabellion Motorsport going with the Porsche 911 RSR, arguably one of the slowest cars out there, but they like this car. That's an awesome looking livery, by the way, as we see Corne now starting to flash. And here comes Kieran Patterson to lap him. Oh no, that's Corne's indicators on, so he's telling Kieran, go by. That's good work there, thanks Corne. And Patterson goes through, and he is now lapping up to Justin Lotus in 21st place. Justin Lotus getting the blue flags. again, Patterson going to have to just be patient and hang on until he gets to the long downhill section. Yeah, he's Justin does well and decides to go straight through, slows through that section so he doesn't get any possible off tracks, and that's allowed Corner to get right under the wing of the Mercedes. So thank you, Justin Lotus, but I think you've put yourself in a little bit of a danger as far as an attack from Corne Strauss goes. Let's see what he can do with the Porsche. Well, thanks, Chris. Missing you. Hope to see you on the track soon. Right, Corner in the braking. Follows Justin Lotus through. And we're at the hour, 60 minutes left of this 80-minute race. So let's go and do a catch-up. Kieran Patterson leads. His last lap at 2:02 with the traffic over the mountain. His quickest lap at 2:01.6. Second place is Morgan McCall for ATK. He's 5.6 seconds back. And his quickest lap at 2:02.4. Third place we have Mr. Cody Sherrod. Here he comes in the purple highlight PWSR car. And he's only a second off the back of Morgan McCall, and so is essentially closing up with the traffic. And Cody's last lap at 2:02.2, so a tenth quicker than Morgan McCall on, I beg your pardon, half a second quicker than Morgan McCall on the last lap. Christian Deploy 3.5 seconds back in fourth place for ATK. His best lap at 2:02.2, and Johannes Skralen not too far back, still off the back of Christian Deploy. His quickest a 2:02.1 for Celeritas Racing. Going to go back to Cody Sherrod because he is going to get an opportunity. That's Kieran Patterson in the Honda. He's turned the car around. I think that could have been traffic. Let's go back 30 seconds and see what we can see. Oh, drama for our race leader. Here he comes over the top of the mountain. There's no cars around him, so what's going on? Oh, there is a car. Oh, that car's in the way. And he's... Oh, no. A whole lot of drama going on there. That was very bad luck. And the Hybrid Academy cars collected him. Cody goes through, as we can see in the background. And so... Kieran Patterson carrying some damage now and dropping down to fourth, possibly fifth. Oh, dear. I'm sure he'll be coming straight into the pits to fix that and get a pit stop out the way now. And he does. So this will be a drive back for him. Morgan McCall also into the pits, as is Christian Deploy into the pits. All of them, you can see the damage. Everyone's carrying huge damage, as is the Hybrid Academy car. That's Justin Lotus, who's also pulled in the background. So that puts a whole spin on things, and Cody Sherrod is now your new leader for PWSR, with Johannes Skralen in second place. Yes, in the BMW. Stefan, thanks very much. So thanks for the kind comments, and thanks for joining on the YouTube. Sure, so big drama there, a whole bunch of leaders getting collected, and damage and drama. And that's what happens at this mountain. They're all still in the pits, and they will be in there for a bit to get repairs and damage sorted. It's a long way to go. It's still an hour race, so we'll see what happens. Kalen Mawa. He is coming up and going over the mountain. And Kalen Mawa now finds himself into fifth place. So updated positions. Oh, and Conrad Volskenk, he's got to drive through, and that'll be for 4 off tracks. So he's going to have to go and get that done. Sherrod, from Kralin, from Renner, from Burnsy King, from Kalen Mawa, your top 5. All of them still to do their first pit stops. As is the next 5, being Bega Krobler 9 to 6, Van Wyk, Kirstine, Motsamai, and Cabasa, your top 10. Tina and Kobe, essentially your leader of the cars that have done their first pit stops, with Mac van der Merwe and Martin Reitenbach, 3 BMWs right there. Sure, so big dramas. Patterson 9, 17th place with Christian Deploy after that long pit stop and the repair. Where is Morgan? I beg your pardon, Morgan's right there. So Morgan got out quicker. He's in 15th place. Patterson 4-5 seconds back off the back of Morgan. And the cars will all be fixed and clean and fast and going. Christian Deploy. 3.4 seconds off the back of Kieran Patterson. So, that was just unfortunate. As you can see, a lot of the corners over the mountain are blind corners. That car was round the corner. Kieran did try and avoid it, collected it, and that actually turned the Honda around. And then Morgan hit him, and Justin hit him, and Christian, everybody hit everybody. So it was spaghetti skyline. And didn't Daniel Rowe actually just call that out at the beginning of this whole stream? So good on you, Mr. Rowe. Chris, it doesn't care. It takes your soul. It does bite you, but it does take your soul. Totally. Okay, up to let's try and find a delta here. 10th place, Cabello Motsamai. Here he is in the Porsche, and he's chasing Dean Cabasa. Oh, and Cabello hits the wall as he comes over the top in the Porsche. Porsche's looking a little bit scruffy, but he's going with pace here. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that is and he's onto the and he's into the racing line. He was hard on the brakes. You can see the black marks, and does a good job to get out the way, but he's collected another car, and that now just escaped back to pits. So that was bad luck right there. Who was that that's just gone back to pits? It was Jaco Nordia in the Honda. So he's escaped. He's not going to sit here for 2.5 minutes. So that was unfortunate, but oh yeah, that was a little bit of drama that happened there. Cabello going again, and he's going to obviously be coming down the mountain. He's still got to do a pit stop, so now is the best time ever, because that Porsche's going to be very hurt. But you saw it go over the mountain. He got a tank slapper on its skyline, and that was it. Kiss it goodbye, because you cannot catch it once it starts doing that. And he peels off, and into the pits he comes. Mountain takes another soul there. All right, 55 minutes or just below, and Cody Sherrod, the kid, he is out in the lead for PWSR, and he must be enjoying himself. 4.5 seconds up the road from Mr. Johannes Kralin. And as we know, it's an 80-minute race, so middle race, if you were doing a 50-50 strat, would be around about 40 minutes, and then you either do the second pit stop early and get it out the way, or you leave it right until the end and just do a 1 liter splash and dash 2-3 laps before the end. So who knows what the strat's going to be here, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. But Sherrod going strong and heading towards the 50, I beg your pardon, the halfway mark. And last lap, a 202.252. So good pace at the moment. Cabello was in the pits. He is at the pits. The car is... He didn't fix the car? Oh, I think he's made a mistake there. It's still showing a pit stop. It's still showing 2 pit stops. So he hasn't actually done his pit stop. So that was a wasted drive-through. I don't know, maybe he hasn't got some buttons mapped, but he is super slow, very sketchy over the mountain, and he's going to have to come back in the pits because they didn't register as a pit stop. I don't know, maybe he missed the pit box. I'm not too sure what happened. That hybrid Mercedes going past him and down the hill, as you can see. He's definitely going to come back in the pits now. We'll see if the car goes up on the jacks or not. We'll stay with him and see what he does. I'm not too sure if he's got everything possibly correctly mapped, or I don't know. It's all there goes the Honda. So the Honda's rolling out. Right, here comes Cabello, and he's got to find his box, and there he pulls in. Now we wait to see. We won't see if it gets jacked up or not, but this stop's going to be a good 30 seconds. So we'll come back and have a look at this car shortly. Kieran Patterson, here he is, and he is closing in on the back of Grand Sebastian. That Honda just out ahead of him. That's Jaco Nordia, who had to go back to pits for repairs. So he's gone a lap down. And now you've got to keep your wits about you and just try and get past cars as cleanly as possible and not to rush the process. And Kieran Patterson doing the right thing, waiting until they get off the end of the mountain and then come down Conrad Straight, and this is where the pass should happen. He is chasing a Honda. It's just as quick, but it is a lapped car, so Kieran will have to, it looks like he's going to have to come all the way back down to the start finish line. So literally it's almost an entire lap. There Jaco moves over and lets him come through. Going to have a look at Cabello, see if that Porsche is fixed. It is. There we go, nice and clean, repairs all done. So yeah, he must have missed something on that first pit stop, which was unfortunate. So Cabello back out and going. Right, Cody Sherrod, your leader, here he comes down the mountain. Oh, Dean Cabasa, let's pop down to Mr. Cabasa here in 9th place. And he's right behind Eric Kirstein. BMWs dicing each other. There's a 5-second penalty for car number 10. That's Cabello. Matsumaya's just had a double pit stop. Let me go and see if I'm getting any info on these penalties coming from our stewards. No, not tonight. So we're not too sure why, but that'll have been for contact somewhere. Dean Cabasa closing in. Hard. Oh, Eric Kirstein, they almost side by side through there. There was almost contact. Kenyan Renner into the pits from 4th place, so he comes in. He's first of the top 10 to come to his pit stop, so possibly traffic holding him up. Okay, we're going back to Patterson. He's now passing cars, and there in the background we can also see Christian Deploy also starting to come past. This is Grand Sebastian in the purple and black BMW. So Patterson back up into 15th place, and doing his best on his drive back, with Christian Deploy in 16th place, 2.5 seconds further back. Morgs in 13th place, just a little bit ways up the road, also busy with his drive back. Back to Dean Cabasa, he's chasing Eric Kirstein. Still, same gap as they come up and over the mountain. Your last laps, I can tell you, Eric Kirstein did a 205.5 and Dean Cabasa 204.6. So Dean is a lot quicker, and again he's very close, but not close enough. Half a second separating these two. Dean's going to consider it again as they come through into the chicane. Eric positioning his blue BMW right where it needs to be on the racing line. And there we go. Dean's going to feed in for his pit stop. First of two. So we'll let him continue, and let's go and see what's going on. Trying to find a close delta somewhere. Okay, Christian Deploy. Let's go and have a look here. He is in 16th, and he is now, it's his turn to get past Grand Sebastian. And he'll want to do this before he gets to the mountain. Right behind Christian Deploy. Oh no, it's not. He's a lap down. And Christian goes up the inside into T2. And onwards, up they go, up the mountain. The two BMs behind having a good race. Oh, Brendan Kruger through T2, and he hammers the wall. Brendan Kruger was doing so well early on in this race, up in third. But pit stops have brought him down to 16th, and probably having some dramas here and there. He was also very close to a good result last week at, I think, Zandvoort, and ended up getting having to do a drive-through somewhere. So Brandon Kruger, once he gets all these gremlins and things out the way, he's going to start having some good results for sure. Let's go back to Christian Deploy. Over the mountain, through and down Conrad Straight he comes. 2.7 seconds off the back of Kieran Patterson, who is 3.2 seconds off the back of Morgan McCall. The three main protagonists that were first, second and third earlier on. And we're at 43 minutes and counting. There's Morgan's ATK car. There you can see Patterson's Honda, and there comes Christian Deploy's ATK car. So they're pretty much, what's that, 7 seconds separating them, 12th, 13th and 14th. Martin Rautenbach in the pits. Excuse me. So he's the first driver to complete both pit stops. And there he comes out the pits. coming up the hill for Kinetic Simworks Racing Force. So 15th place and essentially the net race leader as far as all the pit stops goes. Cody Sherrod, yeah, he is just a little bit up ahead of that Carb Martins, and Cody Sherrod is the race leader, yet to stop for any pit stops, and he is now just on 50% into the race with 1 lap to go. 5.5 seconds up the road from Johannes Greyling, who's in second, with Bernard Benzie King in third, Kalen Mauer fourth, and Johan Bega Groblo for now Hybrid, who has got himself into the top 5. Eric Christine into the pits from 7th. He normally runs very long and then does everything in the dying moment, so he's coming in now, but that'll be his first pit stop. Hope you guys are all still there on the YouTubes. Gets a little bit quiet, so pop some comments. Who do you think's going to win now, considering the dramas we've just had? Got to pick a driver out of what we've got here, and there's still 40 minutes with 2 and 1 pit stop to go for most of the cars. Hannes van Beek in 6th place, coming over the mountain, and he is 6/10 off the back of Kalen Mauer. Hannes van Beek, also a rock solid driver, super stable, super reliable, consistent. Loves the Aston Martin's been driving this car for arguably 2 years now, if not more. So very comfortable. And he peels off to take his first pit stop. So Hannes comes in, and we'll also get 5 seconds added to that. Let's go back down to here's Martin. Darren Miller in the Winfield BMW coming up. All right, Mr. Strauss in 24th place. The teammates, and I think he's just gone past his teammate. So here they come, flying in formation for Cabillion Motorsport. And the Porsche is looking fantastic out there. Proper solid team effort and awesomely presented cars. There we go. Thanks for the feedback. I like it. So still some popularity. Keegan saying Kieran can bring back a top 5. Cody got it in the bag. He thinks Kieran and Morgan will claw their way back for a fight for top 3. Interesting. JW looking smooth. Oh, leaders in the pits, so Sherrod's in. Here we go. Johannes Greyling following him in. So Bernard Bernsey King, he's going to run through and he's going to inherit the lead. He's our new leader. Here he comes in the Kinetic Simworks Racing Prism Aston Martin. Jan Bega Groble in 4th. Yeah, no, Keegan, I don't think, I can't see JW at all anymore, to be fair. I think he has left. Oh no, here he is. He's down in 25th place, JW Volskank, and 2 laps down. So I think you're talking about Johan Vega-Krobler possibly, who is in 2nd place for hybrid now. The Pepsi Warriors. Right, Cody Sherrod, first pit stop out the way, and he's out in 4th place, so his pace is good. Let's drop down to 15th, Martin Reitenbach. Chasing Eric Hustin. The BMWs, just now it was Dean Cabasa, and Dean Cabasa's gone up and past Eric. There he is, the yellow one. And now it's Martin and Eric that are going to have a big tussle coming up the mountain. Brandon Kruger into the pits for his 2nd pit stop from 12th. Oh, Martin having to drop it down to 2nd through that apex, which doesn't help the pace. And that's let him drop off the back a little. Don't hit the wall. Oh, and he comes around there in 1st. Now climbing up the hill. This little right left. Very tricky. All blind. All the way through here. Blind corners. I've been very lucky to get my way to Spa. I'd like to go again with my son, but this track is a bucket list to get to Mount Panorama. If I can get it right, it'll definitely be on the cards. So after the first round of complete round of pit stops, we've got McCall, Patterson and Deploy in 8th, 9th and 10th now. Kalen Mawa out there for Pace Motorsport, and he is our leader at the moment. Cody Sherrod now up into 2nd place, or our net leader, with 1 pit stop under his belt. Johannes Kreiling in 2nd overall. And Mac van der Merwe when Kalen Mawa does pit. He's the last man to get his first pit stop out the way. Everyone else has done it. Tinian Kulbi done in 11th, the first driver to have done both pit stops. So he's driving from 35-40 minutes, give or take, to the end. Yeah, we've got a change here. Bernard King. Morgan McCall has gone past Bernard King. And there's Patterson just in the background there. So there's been a little position change somewhere, but Morgan McCall marching along and in 7th place now. He's only 2.7 seconds off the back of Gideon Renner's BMW of Kinetic Simworks. That's the green and black BM there. You just saw it go by. So now the strats are out. It's all about the 2nd pit stop for the top 10. Whether the guys are caught in traffic or a tactical move to try and do the undercut, but they've all got to get the 2nd pit stop done now. So for Mac van der Merwe, where is he? There he is. Mac running very wide into the mountain. He missed his braking point there. That's the Aston Martin of Hannes. So 8, 16, 20, 23, 25, 27. McCall, King, Patterson and Deploy are approximately 30 seconds off the leaders at the moment with oh, that Aston Martin. Hannes has hit the wall. Oh dear, did he just come back to pits? He did. Oh, Hannes. He's chosen not to drive it back from there and he's just escaped back to pits. So he doesn't normally do that. He's obviously frustrated. And I see Kalen Mawa coming around T1 with Cody Sherrod right there, and there was a BM. Kalen Mawa peeling in for his first stop. There's the BM. It's back on and it's going again. So Cody Sherrod will go back into the lead for PWSR Alpha. And Johannes Stralen, here he comes through T1. So he is the best part of 5.6 seconds off the back of Cody Sherrod with half an hour left in this race. Mac van der Merwe, here he comes, and Mac for Kinetic Simworks Racing, he comes through T1, and he's 9.8 seconds off the back of Kralin, and in third place. Then it's Johan Bega Grobler, there he is in the background, the blue Mercedes, or the blue highlights Mercedes, and then Gideon Renner, here he comes for Kinetic Simworks Racing Vibe, in sixth. So Gideon Renner and Mac van der Merwe getting their cars up into fifth and sixth. Kalen Mawa in the pits. And that pit stop is done. He has completed his first stop. And Patterson in the pits from 9th. So he's going to try and do the undercut. He's obviously in traffic. Patterson going to complete his pit stops and get them done and dusted out the way. And then see if he can make up some headway on the guys ahead of him. Specifically King, McCall, Renner, etc. Dropping down to Morgan McCall. Here he is. And Morgan McCall right behind Gideon Renner as he pushes him up the hill. Our intrepid helicopter pilot trying to keep up with the cars as they go over the top of the mountain. Some awesome footage that we get to see, and the views looking down over the plains towards Bathurst. But never mind the plains. This is Mount Panorama, and it's the Big Dipper. The gap 7/10. Here comes the Mercedes. He's in the draft. Oh, the BM's going to have to run defensive. Here come. Oh, he breaks. He's literally pushing that BMW, is Morgan McCall. The BM peels off. He thinks, better, I'm just going to get out the way here and get a pit stop done. So McCall comes through. Gideon Renner takes to the pits. And McCall into 5th place. Drop down to 10th. It's Kalen Mawa. Here he is. And he is just behind Tina Nkobi. Gonna go up again to Bernard King. Oh no, that delta was for Renner going into the pits. My apologies. 14th place, Martin Reitenbach and Eric Christine. And Martin still here and still looking, trying to work out how to get by this blue BMW of Eric Christine. These guys clearly very matched. "28 minutes and counting." And the two come through T2. Heading up the mountain, Eric was a little bit scruffy there, and that's allowed Martin to get right. Oh, Martin runs wide and goes into the wall slightly. He scraped some paint off the right-hand side of that BM, but he missed his braking marker. And it happens. You do this when you're following a car closely. You don't pick your spotting points. You don't... The racing line, everything gets interfered with by the car that's ahead of you. And now Martin's had to fall off the back of Eric. Oh no, it's Dean Cabasa's BMW across the track. I cannot find him. There he is. Oh, Dean. Oh, and here comes cars at speed. Oh. Let's go back 30 seconds and see what happened to the man. Oh, right at just before Skyline, he gets a turn round. And here come cars at speed. Oh, that's Patterson. He does well to avoid that. And there come the two cars who are watching. So that's what happened. Oh, he forgot to turn this. Oh, he's getting it out the way. He's just going to hammer it round. Oh, almost collects the one Porsche of Corne Strauss. And clearly the car's not steering too well now. So hopefully he's still rolling and getting back down to the pits. Yes, he is. Here he comes. So good man, Dean. Mac van der Merwe also in the pits, as we can see, from 5th place. So back to Martin Rautenbach in 12th place. And another lap as he follows Eric Kirstein through T1. And onwards they go. There just up ahead you can see Mac van der Merwe's green and black BMW can just come out the pits. And greetings to everybody on the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us this evening. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. I'm trying to keep the focus on the close races. We've seen a bunch of incidents this evening on live stream. So the guys haven't disappointed. Oh, this is going to be tricky coming up over the mountain. And this is for position. This is 10th, 11th, 12th. All three of these guys. Oh, Mr. van der Merwe running a little bit deep as he goes through the Big Dipper, but manages to control it. Martin again, close, coming down the mountain. I'm going to helmet view with him, and he is trying to get this draft as they come down to the final chicane. He's not close enough. He's looking, he's not close enough. Eric Kirstein takes his line. Martin's got to follow him through. Guys are having a huge race. Great to watch. Okay, 4th place. Need to go up ahead. And here we have some action. Morgan McCall in 3rd. Johannes Grayling pitted. So I think Morgan's just gone past Johannes, actually. I think. Johannes Grayling with lights on and trying to hold on to the quick 80k Mercedes of Morgan McCall. Nice and smooth they are as they come through there. There's the dipper and onwards. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Just looking at the timing screens, I was trying to understand where and what happened that Christian Deploy got ahead of Kieran Patterson, but I realized it's because he did his 2nd pit stop. So interesting to see Tina and Kobe with 2 pit stops out the way, and he's net 7th, or essentially in 2nd place in this race. So that's Patterson's target. and he is the best part of 8 seconds and some change off the back of Tina and Kobe, because the drivers all ahead of them need to then pit for their second pit stop. So we'll have to watch this with interest. This is damage limitation now, really. Let's go to 8th place, Kalen Mawa, and him and Tina are having an out and out dice here. This 4 position, so it's let's see if Kalen's got something or if Tina can defend. And there in the background we just saw Patterson come around the final corner, T1. Tina defending up the inside, Kalen goes past and round the outside. So Kalen Mawa going and Tina lets him go through. Right, Patterson 7.4 seconds off the back of Tina and Kobe, with 21.5 minutes to go. Last laps, Tina and Kobe doing a 2:04, Kieran Patterson doing a 2:02. So he's 2.5 seconds a lap quicker. He should catch up to Tina and Kobe in 4 laps. Johannes Grayling right behind Morgan McCall. That gap is half a second here, but Johannes Grayling net on the road ahead of Morgan McCall, who is yet to do his final pit stop. So Johannes Grayling's going to have a great result here, as long as he isn't carrying any possible off-track excursions. And if he is, which I think some people might do, there's a couple of corners around here where you can get your inside wheels too far on the other side of the white line, and that goes as a track penalty. Let's see if any drive-throughs. Hey Doe, how's it, man? Thanks very much, sir. Thanks for the comments, appreciate it. Right, Krayling just following the ATK Mercedes as they come over the mountain. Four-second gap. Further back, and there's a car crawling down the Conrad Straight in the background. It's a white Mercedes, I think. Justin Lotus in 30th place, still running. Jaco Nordier in his Honda as he just touches the wall. 29th. David Sparks, here he comes in the two-tone BMW. He was running very well earlier, so he's had dramas on the mountain. It's bitten. Hannes van Wyk, he has left. Unfortunately, he just had enough. Christian Venter, he's still running for... oh, there's a hybrid car just ahead of him, and he manages to avoid that car. So I think it was Justin Lotus. It was. Let's just go and have a look for interest's sake. Justin Lotus over the top of the mountain. He is literally almost in last place, so he really doesn't like this place. Comes over the mountain, and what happens? Oh, bad line through there. Collects the first corner, and just before the Big Dipper, he manages to keep it facing in the right direction, but he's hurt the car, that's for sure. Radloff into the pits from 14th. So he's coming to get his pit stop done and dusted and out the way. Jan Australian in 4th place. Let's go back up there. And he is sure he's still here, and he's right here with Morgs. So Morgs doing a great job having got himself back into 3rd, but unfortunately has to repit. And that's going to put him back down. It was a huge dust happening early on in the race for those that just joined. Patterson, Morgan, McCall, Christian Deploy was there, and young Cody Sherrod, and there was a car turned round over the mountain and Patterson collected it, and then everybody else came around and also collected it. So our 3 of our top 4 all got bumped down to 15th, 14th, somewhere there. And that's what we're seeing now, the drive backs from all of them. McCall being the quickest, he had the least amount of damage, and he is up the road by 12, 14, 15, almost 20 seconds on Kieran Patterson, but has to still pit. Patterson in 9th, chasing Bernard Burnsy King. He's 1 second back, in fact. Let's go and see that. Here he comes as they come down for another lap. Tina and Corby's just up the road from them, so Patterson has hauled in that 8-second gap in 2 laps. One and 1.1 seconds now off the back of Bernard King. Callan Mawa up ahead in 6th, and Christian Deploy, McCall and Johan Baker Krobler now in 2nd, who still need to do their second pit stop with 16, just under 16 minutes. Morgan McCall following Johan Baker Krobler here. This is 2nd and 3rd place now. Oh, and Morgan runs into the back of Johan Baker Krobler. There's a bit of contact there. We'll go and look at that from helmet view. Oh, he tried to avoid him, and he did actually collect the front of the car and helped Johan to turn the car around. So, oh, that's not good. Okay, we're back live. A little bit of a problem with the camera, but we're good. And here comes Grayling, mounting the curves up the inside of McCall. So Grayling looking to try and get back by. Anybody pitting? No one's pitting. Sure. So 2nd, 3rd and 4th place still here all together. There's a bit of drama going on there. Nah, I should try and commentate in Aussie. Good day, mate. Yeah, I couldn't do that with a straight face, I'm sorry. Okay, just going to go back to Kieran Patterson, who is arriving on Bernard King's tail. And cars up ahead pulling in. That is Nordir's Honda. He's coming in for his second pit stop. Yo, look at these guys. Gee. Morgs trying to get past Baker Krobler in a place that he can't normally get past Johan Baker Krobler. Johan Krayling following suit, and the BM back there is just coming round for the fun of it. That's the Winfield car. Yeah, can't get much closer than this. And again, all of them hard on the brakes. Jeez, the BM is right there. Johannes Krayling. I mean, he's literally pushing the car. Looking at the speed on the clock in the middle, 265, 270, 75. And he's lifting because they're all lifting, and into the braking zone they come. Morgs trying to go around the outside. Baker Krobler positions the hybrid car right where it needs to be on the racing line and closes the door, and they head into the pits. And Morgs nicely even indicating into the pits. That's impressive. Oh, and the Winfield almost turns around in the back, but he catches it. And so Kralin comes through in second place now. 10 seconds off the back of Cody Sherrod. Cody Sherrod is literally going to walk this one. Let me get my breath back. Yeah, Chris, that was close stuff over the mountain. Gee. Okay, so let's watch what happens. Where's Christian Deploy? Because this is going to affect him. He hasn't pitted. So Christian Deploy comes through. Kalen Mawa does pit. So he's getting his stop out the way. So it's next up is Tinen Kubi. And Tinen Kubi with Bernard King. And Bernard King's got Patterson right under the wing. And there comes Morgs out the pits just up ahead. So Morgan McCall comes out in 5th place. And, oh, it's close. We got 12 minutes, just under 12 minutes. Bager's also out in 4th, is he? No, he's behind Morgs. So this is, we're pretty much all for positioning now as we see them. We'll see when they come down the straight and I'll pick them off. It's just a McLaren that's in amongst them here. This is a lap car, the McLaren. But Patterson pushing Bernard King over the mountain and wanting past. And going to have to do a lot of work to get by all on his own, because this is, we're not talking lap traffic now. Oh, he's close. Oh, he's close. Oh, you can't do it there. Just take your time. Don't wreck the car. All right, so Deploy still needs to do his pit stop in 3rd place, but we have Morgan McCall. Our cameras catch up. There he goes. Here's Morgan. Here's Tina. Tina and Kubi, 1.2 seconds back. Here comes Baker Krobler, 3.4 seconds back. There he is. Behind him, there's Bernard King. And here comes Patterson right behind him. Bernard King doing the best he can, and Patterson having to just follow suit. So all the way back up to 7th and 8th. Deploy will be very out of position when he gets his final pit stop done. And that will then see Morgan McCall get back into 3rd place and onto the podium. It's a great recovery drive for him. Okay, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled on all of these at the moment. These two are the closest, but I'm watching up ahead. McCall, Kubi, and company. They're 1.4 seconds apart. Baker Krobler 3.9 seconds back. Baker Burnsy King, we're watching here in the Aston Martin, chasing Baker Krobler up this mountain. There he is, just around the corner. Oh, there we go. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th. You've just seen them. And then, in fact, we have Mac van der Merwe in the green and black BMW in 9th place, who is joining this party. Right, here comes Bago. There's Burnsy, and Patterson hits the wall hard with the Honda. He's trying hard, but he's also getting a little bit scruffy, and that's going to hurt the performance of the Honda. It's tremendous straight line speed, but he can't get anywhere. He gets near the Aston, but Bernard King positions it right where he needs to. And into the chicane, they can't do dives or anything. It's good, clean racing and professional racing by everyone. 8 minutes and counting, and Cody Sherrod still leads. And Patterson close now. Let's see if he can pull something out the bag here. Up the hill we go, and he wanted to get a good drive there. that's pretty much in the draft. I'll tell you what, Bernard King's going to have to be doing defensives as they come up to T2, and this could be his chance. Kieran going to go. He does. He puts it out there. He's going to be up on the inside. Oh, he's not. Oh, Bernard King closes the door. That's a solid arm right there. And again, another lap right over the top of the mountain. And they are both catching Bago Krobler just up ahead. So we'll focus on this dice for now. This is the closest dice out of the field. Kralin 9.3 seconds back in second place. 7 minutes left, and Deploy has to do his second pit stop before the pit window closes, which is 4 minutes from the end of the race. So within the next, I'd say 2 laps. Patterson now trying to get close and get the best drive he can here. Takes a different line through there, doesn't hit the wall this time, and this is a good draft. Let's see what happens coming down to the chicane now. The Honda screaming down the hill. Bernard Burnsy King's going to take the normal racing line. Kieran's got to try and make a plan. Is he going to come up the inside? Bernard's closing the door. He stays there. And Kieran lifts off. Nothing he could really do that wouldn't have caused a possible accident in that circumstance. But they are all close now. Bago Krobler and their Deploy comes into the pits. So Morgs is going to go through and move up into third. And here we have a full-on dice. And Kubi's managed to put a little bit of a 2-second gap up the road from these three. But Bago Krobler struggling. Bernard King right there. Oh, he runs deep. Kieran Patterson, here we go. He got a great drive out of T1, did Kieran. And he's up, and Bernard King knew he made a mistake there. We'll in fact go and watch that happen. Oh, we're a bit late, but he missed the apex, ran wide, hit the outside apex, and that slowed the Aston up. And Kieran Patterson goes through, and he will now take up the charge. Right behind them, you can see is Martin Rautenbach, who's just come out the pits. So Bernard Burnsy King trying to push Kieran Patterson and reapply the pressure. And Kieran is in the meantime going to try and close in on Johan Bago Krobler in 5th place. 5 minutes left. 3 more laps, give or take. Sure, good racing by everyone here. Johan Bago Krobler for Hybrid Academy Pepsi Warriors, and he's done an awesome job this evening for that team. He is really clawed that Mercedes up into the top 5 from way down. But can he hold this position? Patterson in the Honda super fast as he comes down the mountain. We can see Bago Krobler running defensive as they come down towards the little chicane. Oh, look at the Honda speed. Oh, is he going to go around the outside? He's on the grass. Kieran's outbraked himself and he's thrown it away. Oh dear. He comes back across the grass, nicely back on behind 5 other cars. So that puts paid to that challenge. It was entertaining. Oh dear. Alright, let's go and see what's going on up ahead.
Pit window is now closed.
Pit window's closed. So here we go with 4 minutes. Oh, Cody, did he just hit that wall? Let's just go back 5. Cody coming over the mountain. Here. Oh, he did. Cody Sherrod, keep your focus up here, sir. He has just hit the wall. McPhillamy Park, it's not a place you want to crash with a huge sand trap on the inside. But he is maintaining a gap of 9 seconds over Johannes Kralin. So it looks like Johannes Kralin for Celeritas. Here he comes. Oh, he almost turned that car around as he came out of Forest Elbow. But I think he's managed to shake this monkey and he's going to get a good result here. He is flashing, but he's got to make the pass as cleanly as possible. The driver should kind of move over and lift a little bit ahead of him, which he does. That's good stuff. Well done. So Kralin does come through in the BMW. We see Sebastian and his BMW running deep and over the grass back there. So this is it with 2 minutes to go. Cody Sherrod up the road, Johannes Trailing in third place. Morgan McCall, here he comes behind Dean Cabasa's BMW. He's going to put a lap on. I don't know what the gap is yet. Let's see. And then Tina and Kubi 2.5 seconds further back. There he comes. You can see. There goes McCall through. And there's Tina and Kubi just behind. He's in fourth place. Fifth place, Johan Mcgregor. Oh my word, and that is Mac van der Merwe. Jeez, he caught that BMW. I don't know if you saw that. And there in the background, Bernsey King getting passed again by Kieran Patterson. So Bernard having a torrid time at the dying moments of this race. And Kieran Patterson then goes into 8th place. Mac van der Merwe. Oh, we're going to go and watch Christian Deploy come up the hill here. I think Mcgregor is seriously struggling with the Mercedes. And Christian Deploy, the quicker of the cars. Although he's not close enough here, that's for certain. Up the hill we come. And Mac van der Merwe is just following suit, watching them, but Patterson pushing hard to try and get back up here. Again, it's another damage limitation drive. Oh, and I think he just clipped the wall there, did Kieran.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now.
There we go. So Cody Sherrod has started the last lap. So these guys have what's left of this lap and one more to the end. And Christian Deploy is here. He's pedaling. And he's trying to get up close and personal with Mcgregor. He moves out. He's now got the inside for the chicane. There's nothing at this point Mcgregor can do. And Christian goes round the outside of that Mercedes, and he takes 5th place from Hybrid Academy's Mcgregor, who's done an awesome job. So through they come, and they're about to start their last lap. Here's Cody. And he's coming over the mountain with an ailing Hybrid Academy Mercedes just up ahead of him. He's just basically got to keep it facing in the right direction and some speed. Oh, and this is Christian Venta's BMW struggling right in the dying moments for PWSR Bravo. And that's the last time Cody has to go over that mountain. He's throwing his pickaxe and his ropes out the window, and he comes down Conrad Straight. Last time for today, but he'll be back in force on Saturday for the endurance race in Team PWSR, and that's going to be an awesome event. So those of you on YouTube, don't forget, it's this coming Saturday. We go live I think at 1 o'clock midday, and we're going until 1 o'clock Sunday morning. Cody Sherrod under the bridge and through the final turn, and there we go. It's a first win. Great result for him, and he comes over the line. First place, Johannes Krailing. Here he comes through T1. Smoke grenades going off, and Johannes Krailing a great second place. Morgs growling down the Conrad Straight, putting a gap on the cars behind him. That is here's Tina and Kubi. Tina and Kubi's also got past oh, hang on, I'm not too sure now. There's Tina and Kubi. So Morgan McCall, here he is, and he comes under the bridge and through the final turn, and he is 3rd place, and that rounds out the rostrum. Tina and Kubi, good result for him, into 4th. Christian Deploy And Patterson did get past Mac van der Merwe. So Christian de Ploy 5th, Baker Krobler 6th, and Patterson gets it back up to 7th place. Mac van der Merwe 8th, Bernard Bernsey King comes in 9th place. There he is. And Martin Rautenbach rounds out your top 10. Yo, there we go. That was some awesome racing by everyone. Some, as we say, interesting snake bites happening on the mountain to a good couple of drivers there. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. That's it. That's us for this evening. I'm going to say thanks to all of you for joining me on the YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, please come and support the teams on Saturday for the Mount Panorama 12 hours with Raceface and a sponsor. And the sponsor is putting up some money, which we'll know by Saturday, and I'll let you know via the commentary. So there we go. Thanks to everybody, and we will catch you in 2 days' time. Cheers from me.